Alright, I was gonna level up another character, and I started to level up another character in softcore. Then I realized I haven't touched Ruthless hardcore. Not once. Not since it's been out. I've never played Ruthless. I always said I liked the idea of Ruthless, and yet I haven't even looked at it. Whenever the patch note says Ruthless, I skip it. I know nothing about Ruthless. Never looked at Ruthless build. Never looked at Ruthless play. Don't know anything about Ruthless. So I'm going into Ruthless, solo self-found, hardcore, blind. I'm a big fan of the Tricky Dicky, so I am going to go Trickster. Actually, if we're being real, I'm going Shadow, because I ain't going to get to Trickster. I ain't going to do it. Oh, there's no spaces? Ancestor. Instead of ancestor, it's hardcore, solo self-found, ruthless ancestor. Oh my god, ancestor is such a good fucking word. Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't believe it. That's excellent. Okay. Okay. Yep. Ancestor is and sister ancestor. Sister ancestor is a bit of a fun word to say. That's a solid time right there that I just had with myself laughing. I am not live streaming. I'm just recording, and here I am giggling at Ancestor. Oh god. I'm probably gonna laugh about that all day. I'll be sleeping at night thinking about how I should have, bought Bitcoin instead of buying Bitcoin hardware. And then I'd be a multimillionaire instead of just, a couple $100,000. And when I'm laying in bed kicking my own nuts because I'm not a millionaire and I should be, I am gonna think about Ancestor, the Ancestor League, and I'm just gonna have a little giggle to myself. Oh, I better, okay. There's no item filter on. You never know, they could have been dropping all kinds of loot. Probably shouldn't let people hit me anymore. Orb of Transmutation. Are those hot? I think those are hot. I don't have any music going on. I don't really want anything distracting because I got to just play the game without any music or without, any dumb shit playing. Almost always I have some video playing. Can't remember which way to run around them. I think it's this way. See, and when playing softcore, you never have to pay attention to this guy. And when I did my first race league, I had no clue that that guy is actually a bit of a struggle sometimes. I forgot what class I was playing. I was playing some class that had a terrible starting skill, and I died like 3 times on that dude, on the Hillcock, when they had all that extra damage shit. I forget which one it was. One of the Ziz challenge leagues or something. Alright, what do they have to sell? They got regular potions, they got daggers, no skill gems. Got 1 passive. Do I start with the physical and chaos? That's a pretty good start. But I definitely want to go to these bad boys. Get avoid to poison, avoid to bleed. So I'm already going to be going left guaranteed. And I'm also going to be going right guaranteed to get charisma. So I guess it really doesn't matter. The question is, do I want the extra int or do I want the extra dex? Gonna be doing exsanguinate. I don't really think I need any dex. I think I need the int though. So I'm gonna go up the int route. And 12 energy shield is actually pretty strong this early on. What do you got? You got something for me? Ooh, skill gems. Explosive trap, storm, ethereal knives, blight, cobra lash. Ooh, I really like cobra lash, as I just went the int. Start with cobra lash, start with cobra lash, or start with ethereal knives. Man, that's a tough call. I think, since I'm going to be doing spells all day, I think I gotta start ethereal knives. I'm going to do freezing pulse, but I want to do physical, so ethereal knives. It is. Ethereal knives. Wait, did I miss that chest that gives a skill gem? Or is that just no longer there? Oh, I can't even go to that first area. If I missed it, I missed it. Probably doesn't give you a skill gem though. I'd imagine they're ruthlessing it. Okay, so I got that. Global crit multi, or did I just go for a one of these bad boys? Get a triple link. I'll identify it. I don't know if I can put a dagger and a sword. I'm pretty sure I can. Quick step. The fuck is this? Okay, so I get some kind of guaranteed quick step, which is nice. Oh shit, a shield, 22% block chance. I don't want to rely on block too much though, cause it's gonna get pretty dangerous if I rely on block too much. Let's just sell those. I'm gonna sell this fucking Viper Strike too. Oh, this always takes me so long to figure out how to do. I'm only gonna need the currency one for a little bit. It's not a right click. Control? No. There it is. I'm gonna have to put my hand on the potion location, which I am not used to. Have not popped a potion in I don't even know how long. I thought the water was. Well, what the hell? When did they get such good wave mechanics? Look at these waves. Look at these fucking waves. I never once looked at the waves in this game. I like them. I like the waves. Impaled corpse. Iron ring. Right at the start. Good thing I'm using attacks. Can't fuck with this. Oh, that's gonna kill me. Oh my god, look at that fucking cooldown. Holy shit. Alright, don't use that. Except for in emergencies. Oh, it does the fucking... It's a dash. It's exactly a dash. Oh, it can't go up there. Okay, so it's not exactly a dash. And I wait and ate tacos, 100 of them, because I hate myself. Good God, I'm burping up tacos for a lifetime. Use the silver coin. I wonder if I should start with that. You know what? Once I get to the waypoint, I'm gonna start with that. Because I can't die. So the worst that'll happen is I fail. The best that'll happen is I get free loot. I don't like that. Fucker has an off-screen, like, dash attack. A flame dash. That's very hard to play around. Get fucked, nerd. I guess if you're watching him, it's not too bad. Portal scroll. Jesus, buddy. Chill out. I just killed you. It's not like I did anything extreme. What the hell? Where did that potion go? Ow. Oh, it auto-equipped it. 10% increased spell damage. Yeah, that's better than multi. Oh, but I can't use... I'll just wait until I get a shield. Obviously, the plan is Exsanguinate, because I'm really liking that skill. And I don't think you can buy skill gems, so hopefully I get Exsanguinate pretty quickly. Hopefully I get Exsanguinate pretty quickly. Ethereal Knives will work until then. Essentially the same skill. Just Ethereal Knives is worse. And better. Chain belt. Let's fucking go. She saw my name and laughed at it as well. Go directly to the Halls of the Dead. Right from the get-go. Halls of the Dead. Start a match. Alright, let's start a match. I like that regeneration. I think the boots are probably going to be the best for me. I don't know if this tribe is difficult, but we'll try to get some boots. Flanker, flanker. Attacker. Let's go, boys. Oh yeah, I ain't ready for this shit. Nope. Nope. You gotta at least have a little bit of gear. A little bit of gear in order to do this. But now I can go maybe buy a couple more. Maybe it'll be easier. Wait, I think I need a coin for each match, right? We'll find out right now. Ooh, another pair of boots. Yep, requires a coin.
I wish I could smell the sea. That would be nice.
Well, that's worth a test. Maybe it was worth a test. Go get my movement speed flask. Don't row it at me. Oh, this is not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go get my life flask. I mean, my movement speed flask. Get away from me, Roa. Don't row it at me. I thought that was called the Mud Flats. I must have read it wrong. I must have read the coast instead of reading the Mud Flats. I never really read those. Give me that ant. Jesus, come on, blue pack. We don't need to play like this. Just let me kill you, and we can call it good. Do you guys want to join? I got knives for everybody. They're ethereal. I could switch to a bow build if I wanted to. No one plays bow builds, so they're just not popular. Instead of just running away, I can just run in circles. Running in circles obviously didn't work well. Fucking crap, son of a bitch. Physical resistant. That explains it. I was like, dude, there's no way that that's the amount of damage I'm doing. That is nothing. Okay. I might get into trouble, so I'm gonna drop one of those. Holy shit, he predicted where I was going, or he just okay, he's just kind of throwing randomly. Not really predicting where I'm going. Guess what, buddy? I ain't playing melee. So guess what? You can't even hit me. Ouch. Ouch. I spoke too soon. I didn't know exactly the points in which I'll die. And they're all in the sewers. It's cleared enough. Thank you for the movement flask. Do you give me something too? No. What do you gotta buy for me? What do you gotta buy for me? You got like boots or anything? Boots with nothing? Nah, I ain't gonna pay for that. I'll get my own boots on my own time. Get road. I can't play this for very long, because playing this way requires a level of focus I don't typically bring to Path of Exile. And it's actually like exhausting to my eyeballs to use them in this manner, in a more serious manner, so I don't often play with any level of seriousness. But in this mode, I kinda gotta. It's a little on the uncompromising side. Maybe even slightly unrelenting. Unyielding, even. I don't know any other words we can use to describe the difficulty of this. Maybe hard? The game mode is kind of hard, so it makes you a little restless. One of my favorite things about this game is its incorporation of cosmic horror. I've said this before on some of my other streams, but I'm gonna talk about it again. The enemy designs on some of these are just out of this world, literally. They're designs that are not of this world. It's weird to think about, but there are likely things in this universe that our mind doesn't have the creativity to actually think of. If someone described it to you, your mind couldn't place it. I'm being poisoned. Does he have like a poison aura? I got roed. Don't backdoor me. I would try to describe it, but obviously if I could describe it, then it's not what I'm talking about. But if you just imagine that Earth is something more akin to a nucleus inside of a big sea of something else, and then there's bigger items or bigger beings that exist that are so big that we don't observe them. Kind of like an ant on a road. The ant doesn't realize the road was made by humans and that it's a part of a human product. It's so small that it lives in a different world than we do. Like when an ant drinks water, it doesn't drink water, it picks up water and eats it like an apple. So Cosmic Core is kind of like that exploration of horrific things that might exist inside of the cosmos, typically outside of human mind's understanding. And that type of thing is kind of cool. And when I was watching the One Piece live action, which has stuck in my mind a lot, one thing that a lot of anime have a hard time grasping, a lot of people that try to remake or redo anime, or even newcomers to anime, one thing they have a bit of a hard time grasping, and I also sometimes have a bit of a hard time grasping, is that most, if not, I'm gonna say if not all, most anime do not exist on Earth. One Piece is not Earth. When they go to the Grand Line, they're not on Earth. They're on a whole nother universe with different rules, and there is a like deer human thing that talks, and fish people, and so a lot of people think how stupid it is because they're viewing it from the frame of Earth, but it's not on Earth. And when you take a show like One Piece and you live actionify it, if you try to make it earthly, all you're gonna do is ruin it. And I am so impressed that they went full fucking nerd on the live action One Piece, and they didn't try to earth it. They didn't try to make it seem more sane, more logical, more reasonable. They did none of that. They just let One Piece, and One Piece is garbage. And like the first few seasons are pretty trash. And so the One Piece live adoption is also trash. But the live action is just as good as the anime. And the only downside is the fact that the anime is just not that good. Gets better as it goes on, but the starting of One Piece is a rough start. It's a rough anime to watch. And even like the way the anime characters act, they don't act like humans act. We act in a specific manner. They act in a melodramatic manner. Part of that is the Japanese people are kind of obsessed with building the exact same character types. So if you look at like Goku and Vegeta, they re-represent themselves in multiple animes. And the reason they do that is Japanese people kind of view blood type as very important to defining what your personality is. It's just as stupid as Americans' horoscopes. I forget what they call those. I think it's horoscopes. The zodiac sign stuff. Women will say, oh, you have this zodiac sign, therefore you act this way. Japanese people do that kind of with blood type. And so they just make these like typecasted characters for boring writers, and they just fit it. Is this character Goku? Is this character Vegeta? Is this character Piccolo? Gohan? and then you just repeat it. So like Hunter x Hunter, obviously Gon is Goku, Kulia is Vegeta. And then you got Naruto, obviously Naruto is Goku and Sasuke is Vegeta. Trying to think of more shonen, or not shonen. Is it shonen, the kid ones, or is it seinen? I don't know. Trying to think of more kids cartoons. I think I'm gonna go this way first, where that thing applies. But there's so many of them. I think Yu Yu Hakusho, it applies. Yu Yu Hakusho would be Goku, and then that demon guy would be Vegeta. In my opinion, it's substandard writing. But I guess it's been going on since Iliad and Odyssey. That's why Star Wars and Harry Potter are so similar. You got the hero's journey, and then they just write something into the hero's journey. Some of that it might actually be the fault of like publishers. Now that my wife is an author, she had to go through the whole book review process. And in writing her book, she had to say, would a publisher pick up this idea? Would an agent pick up this idea? And you very much limits your creativity based on what they call comps. So if there's nothing like what you're writing, the odds of someone picking up what you're writing are very low. So that might be part of the justification for basically creating the exact same characters and just putting them in different set pieces. But as soon as an anime starts with the character and I'm just like, oh, I know exactly what you're gonna do in every situation because Goku did it in every situation. I know what you're gonna act like, I know what your personality is gonna be like. Kinda done with it. Kinda over it. I like a little spice, a little surprise. I like the stranger. Sit on my hand till it falls asleep before I touch it. Let's see, let's just drop that. Pick up that little skinning knife. I don't know why I want the skinning knife over the bow, but apparently I do. Right? I do. Why are my hands just perpetually sliding over? I start on 1, 2, 3, 4, where the potions are. My hand went all the way to 7. I need to get that neural link and just think it. I wonder if games would be enjoyable if you didn't have the tactile feel of the hand-eye coordination. Not me? Like, oh, I can't even use that. It requires 20 strength. This kind of feels good to see, and then use your hands to kind of click it over. But instead of using your, like, pretend you don't need to use your left hand. Your mouse, your keyboard is synced up to your brain, so you just think things, and your keyboard does it. So you just think potion, and then the keyboard hits potion. I wonder if that would be as enjoyable. We're probably like 50 years away from that type of interface. It won't happen in my lifetime, and if it does happen in my lifetime, I just won't use it. I'll be that old man that doesn't adopt. Because if they hook that up to your brain and they can send signals, I'll have to really read up on the tech to see what else they can get from your brain. So they could pick up your other thoughts in your brain, and then they're like storing your thoughts, and then it comes down to like, you know, a murder trial, and like, well, you did think about killing the bitch many times. I'm like, yeah, but I didn't. Well, obviously I did, but I'll be trying to prove that I didn't. And, you know, then I go to jail. Oh, I got some boots. Let's put this mana potion in there. I might as well sell the mana potion. I don't know what they sell for. Leveled up on a bitch. I'm playing Trickster just for one step ahead, and that's it. I don't like being slowed down, and while you still can slow down sometimes, even though it says you can't be slowed below 108% of action speed, sometimes, I swear to you, I slow down way more than that. Slow effects irk me in this game. And that slow effects didn't always exist. When you took the Juggernaut's unstoppable node, I think that's the one where you're unstoppable. Back in the day, that meant you were unstoppable. Couldn't be frozen, couldn't be stunned, couldn't be slowed, none of that. But then they added in all kinds of like grasping vines and all kinds of other bullshit. So now taking those can't be slowed nodes are just a fucking lie. It's a fucking lie. It's not even a polite lie. Alright, I don't think it's gonna be worth it to use the town portal just to sell this shit, because the town portal is probably worth more than they are. But let's sell this trash. I want to keep that wand. Actually, I'm gonna switch to the wand and a shield right now. Oh yeah, that was not worth it. Wand. Wand and a shield. Oh, fuck. Never mind. A dagger. A dagger and a shield. We will wand later. Let me see, what do you got? Do you have an amulet or a ring? No amulets, no rings? Oh, wait. I guess you could always buy those with that, couldn't you? Take care. Do you sell anything? No. You're just looking badass with your Chad shirtless body top. Detonate dead. Contagion. Riposte. Orb of Storms. And Bear Trap. I don't want any of this, but I guess Detonate Dead might come in handy. Come on, give me them movement speed boots. Okay, so that is a rare that I'm probably gonna want. So let's just pump it right now. Let's wish for the best. Here we go. Pump it. Lightning resistance. Mana. Put Detonate Dead on there. Nice and slow. Take it nice and slow. Because if you take it nice and slow, when you'll die, you'll be less farther in the game and you'll get more upset because you took it nice and slow and still died. So, you know, take it nice and slow. So that way you can get more mad about dying. Is there a waypoint at the ledge? I'll get that waypoint and then turn around. Probably good. The ledge is a great place to get some EXP, maybe some loot. It's also a good idea to play this, because this is the future of Path of Exile, in my opinion. I think Chris Wilson has a lot of sway within the gaming company, and the more difficult a game, the more streamable it is, more streamable moments, and I'm pretty sure that's what they want with POE 2. Which isn't a good or bad thing, it just is what it is. Ever since Dark Souls hit the scene, and Dark Souls became a very popular game to stream with everyone just because of its difficulty and rage, they want to try to recreate that difficulty and deliberateness in an ARPG. And I would say I'm down for it because the regular Path of Exile exists. I'm not sure. We'll have to see what happens when their Ruthless mode goes core and it's called Path of Exile 2. I'm up for a new experience. I'm gonna open up these chests. Oh. Ooh. Hello, loot. Hello, loot that I'm actually excited for. I wonder when Zanzarian's doing his next challenge. I'm gonna be a part of that. I rarely got to do those because I always had a fucking job. But now I'm between jobs. I can actually play that and actually be close to competing, so I don't have to work 10 hours a day. It's definitely a very interesting game in the sense of speed and loot per hour and efficiency. I think my little brother is very much into the min-max and hyper efficiency. I think he really likes to like really get super efficient with his mapping. He'll memorize the maps and he'll like give himself goals in his head for how quickly he wants to clear it. Maybe not quite precise like that, but he does tend to like to become very hyper efficient, which is good for loot. But for me, getting that level of hyper efficiency takes a little bit of the fun out of it for me. And playing something like Ruthless Hardcore removes some of that, well, at least for me, removes some of that pressure of hyper efficiency because of the negative downsides. If you're playing in softcore trade, especially at the beginning of the league, and you don't play efficiently or quickly, by the time you get to maps, all the gear is going to be way outside of your price range. And for some of your bigger pieces, you're going to have to wait 3, 4, 5 days before the prices come down and or you can get lucky enough to get some loot. First like 8 hours, a lot of that loot's pretty reasonably priced, but it kind of specs up from there. So being quick and efficient is very beneficial on there. But solo Southbound Ruthless, there's not much benefit if you're not in a race to play hyper efficiently. So you can clear every screen, you can treat every enemy like a very serious and dangerous enemy. Kinda changes the format of the game. It's real nice. So if anyone's ever tired of softcore trade, I highly recommend giving this I thought I fucking died. I highly recommend giving this a shot. Maybe not like giving it a shot on a Friday. I guess it's not Friday. On a Saturday, when your prescribed medications are kicking in. Oh yeah, let's pop some Detonate Dead. Boom, bitches. Boom, bitches. Boom. I need to switch that mouse button. There we go. I'll be taking off Detonate Dead as soon as I get something else. I don't have respect for Detonate Dead. It's broken. All the do damage equal to HP skills are just broken. I mean, not broken, but they just scale so well without any investment. Yeah, it's so broken. I'm gonna hold to it. They're broken. I think they just I don't know. I don't know how to fix that. A lot of the problems with this game, and by problem, I'm just meaning the most minor of problems. I think they do a pretty good job because I think they've banned Detonate Dead from a lot of the racing mechanics or racing leagues, which makes it highly interesting. What would be real interesting is if they did a race league for every single skill. I don't know how they would do that. I guess they can't. But if they could figure that out, that'd be interesting, because then it would force at least one person to play every skill all the way through. Maybe they disable all skills except for one primary skill that you grab at the very beginning. So you have to choose the skill you're going to play the entire game at the very beginning, and that's the only way you can get the skill. So we'll see some people doing real rough playthroughs with something like Vengeance Strike, or whatever, Vigilant Strike, or some other shit skills. So when you're doing the race, like, oh, what race are you doing? You're like, I'm doing the Exsanguinate race. Oh, me too. I'm doing the Viper Strike race. That'll be a pretty interesting race. So I wonder if the popular skills would be the popularly watched mechanics. Like, would people want to see Tornado Shot? Or would people want to see people trying to do... I'm trying to think of a really bad skill. Charge Dash. I mean, Charge Dash isn't a bad skill. I really like Charge Dash. I'm just not good at controlling it. I would say Cleave, but they up the radius of Cleave by 1 point. So Cleave is just monster class now. I ain't teleporting back. It's not worth it. Wait. I already found the waypoint. I was supposed to go back and kill the Dweller of the Deep. I guess I'll go get him later. Could take my brain a little bit to adjust to the fact that there's no loot, and I don't have a loot filter on. I keep thinking in my head, turn your loot filter off. I would be pissed if I get like a Divine. I can't use a Divine. A Divine has no value to me. But the currency in Path of Exile is what makes Path of Exile. It's so weird. They can just change the mechanics of one of the currencies, and it changes the entire game. They were like, alright, Divines are now going to re-roll this way, and this way, which is now going to make them the expensive currency. Divine Exalt currency switch is mind-blowing that happened in the way it did, and it just seamlessly... Divines replace Exalts. I love the change because I use Exalts all the time and I never used them before, ever. It's just too expensive to use an Exalt. Now it's not too expensive. I will slam Exalts on everything. I will get liberal with my Exalts. I will do cluster jewel rolling. I'll get 2 physicals. Pretend I'm rolling a physical cluster jewel. I'll get 2 physicals as a blue. Then I'll hit it with a Regal, and when that Regal misses, I will go ahead and hit with an Exalt and try to hit with another Exalt to give 2 chances for another physical roll sometimes. Especially when sometimes Exalts go down to like 10C a pop. And when you think about it, that's a much better value to roll it that way, because it's only 10 Chaos, and if you're later in the league, you know, you can save some pretty good coinage by hitting it that way. Obviously, just using... Harvest is the way to go, but I didn't run Harvest this league. Go down here. Is that... No, it's just cast and attack speed. If it was move speed, I would have hit it. I think it is time... Well, it might be a good idea to get this evasion node first. No, I'm gonna get this energy shield node over here. I want to get a little bit of health. I'm killing things fast enough. Does this have a waypoint so I can go back and kill the crab? I don't know. Yeah, I want to go kill that crab. Sometimes this goat boy and the archer can catch you by surprise. I mean, I'm not using any of my potions properly. Because they're supposed to auto-pop. Auto-pop? I think I'm gonna go Unleash Exsanguinate as well. Well, I guess I have to wait to see if I can get Unleashed. I guess I'm gonna be running whatever I get. I should just say I'm running Ethereal Knives, because I have Ethereal Knives. Ethereal Knives are plenty good. Oh, there is a waypoint. Don't ignite me, bros. I don't know, I've just never viewed a skeleton as scary. There's no meat on the bones. I mean, obviously, if I saw one rolling with the fucking wheel like this, a pinwheel, Dark Souls style, I'd be a little afraid of it. But I think I'd be more afraid of, like, just a dude doing that. Instead of a skeleton, it's a regular, like, homeless bro. Hitting the meth pipe, rolling around on a freaking wooden wagon wheel. Don't tell me how to stay, boy. I need to know, like... Ooh, they're just selling movement speed flask. Alright. I don't know if that's a new thing. Feels like a new thing. I think I remember them selling flask. Oh man, an icy breeze just entered the chat. You can probably hear my dog barking at some squirrel or whatever that thing is. There's so many damn squirrels up here, they tease the dog. It's pretty damn funny.
Still alive.
You got anything good for me? Boots with movement speed. I need an amulet. None of you guys are selling amulets yet? If ever. You got an amulet for me? Nope. No amulets. Okay, we are going... Submerged Passage.
Just need a moment to catch my breath.
I mean, it had to be kind of nutty back in the past. I don't know if they had knights in Roman time. That might have been after Rome. Or before Rome. But like, big-ass knights with their armor. They're kind of, not necessarily invincible. But if you're just a regular dude and you run up on a knight with armor, kind of boned. I mean, I guess it's not as boned as being unarmed and running up against the guy with a gun. Let's say you both have a sword, and he is in chainmail, and you are in regular mail, and you're in no mail, and he has a helmet on. You're like, okay, well, I can't really do anything against you. My sword's not gonna cut you. Maybe I can bust through your chainmail with a puncture attack. But for the most part, you're just dead. Makes me think, like, I wonder if they had controls on who could buy and wear armor. They might even have some controls on that now. I'm pretty sure regular citizens can buy and wear bulletproof vests. I think. It'd be silly if you can't. But at the same time, if you got armored up and you started your little shooting spree, it'd be a lot harder to take down the assailant if they're armored up. And all the gun laws and all the laws in America just don't make sense. Things like nunchucks are illegal. Nunchucks are like the least dangerous weapon. A bat is severely more dangerous than nunchucks. And yet nunchucks are illegal in so many cities. And the same with the fucking Tommy gun. It was like the least accurate submachine gun out. And it's still illegal, I think. And you got gravity knives and switchblades, all illegal. And it's not like a gravity knife and a switchblade are less dangerous than a fixed-handled knife. Though I guess a lot of fixed-handled knives are illegal too, if they're above a certain blade length. Seems like all policy in America is political. It is derived to serve some type of political base. More people die from knives than rifles, but everyone has a hard-on over banning the AR-15 and no hard-on for banning knives. So there's no like fact base or statistic base to what policies go in order. Nunchucks hit the scene probably through like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or some shit, and it was like, those are so dangerous, we need to ban them. It's not like there was gangs of people in America walking around with fucking nunchucks. That never happened, and yet they were banned and illegal. Why would I say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when Bruce Lee existed? It was probably Bruce Lee's fault that we can't have nunchucks. I mean, obviously, I have nunchucks. And we can't have nunchucks. Just because something's illegal doesn't mean you can't have it. The world exists in a weird way. A lot of people have never experienced people that have no regard for rules and law. They've only associated with people that follow the rules and follow the law. My wife's a lot like that. She doesn't really comprehend that some people don't give a fuck if it's against the law or not. And I've always kind of been the kind of person who doesn't really care if something's against the law. It has no bearing. Like, whenever I'm about to do something, I never think, is what I'm about to do against the law? And if it is against the law, is that going to stop me from doing it? Nah, it's never like that. It's like, is what I'm doing safe enough to do? Yes, no. Okay, if it is safe enough to do I want to do it? Yes, no. And that's pretty much it. All that determines whether I do or do not something. For instance, the THC was always against the law when I was in high school. Weed was against the law in high school. I never did weed in high school. Ever. It had nothing to do with the fact that it was against the law as much as it had to do with the fact that if I got caught with it, it would have lasting impacts on my future careers, potentially keeping me out of college, so the risk-reward was much higher. Which makes it seem like it's because it's against the law, but actually has more to do with the fact of the penalty. For instance, if when I was 16 years old, if fucking a girl was illegal, punishable by death if caught, and a very hot chick was like, hey, do you want to fuck? I would say yes. Even if the penalty was death, if I got caught, that's still a circumstance in which I would say yes. Because the reward is worth the risk. But for smoking weed, I never viewed the reward as being worth the risk. Crab Daddy down. Let's go get my reward.
I don't think I need to be doing that.
Then there's the safety metrics, like no one's died from doing weed. Which is why acid and shrooms are also on my list of things to eventually try. Because no one's really died doing acid or shrooms. It may sound dangerous, but from a medical standpoint, there's not a lot of information. The stats could change, but yeah, no one's really died from that. They're pretty safe. You have a bad trip, but no one's really died. Am I advocating drug use on my family-friendly YouTube channel? Yeah, sounds like I am advocating some drug use on my family-friendly YouTube channel. We're pretty funny. I've always been extremely impervious to peer pressure. I don't know if that makes me a sociopath or something, but most of my friends were huge stoners in high school. Huge stoners. And they're smoking weed and having a good time. Never once impacted me in the way that's like, oh, I want to try that too. I've never done anything because someone else did it, and I would feel left out if I didn't do it. Everything I've ever done in my life, with the exception of like work and things for other people to be kind, everything I've ever done with my own personal freedom, I've always done with the full wanting to do it. I've never been pressured. I've never felt pressure to do something to fit in. I don't know what that means, but it's just kind of the truth. I was born with like I don't give a fuck buttons. Probably means I'm a sociopath. And I murder baby kittens. It doesn't. I don't know what it means. It means something. Actually, it's probably more likely that I'm narcissistic. Because I'm so good. I don't need to adhere to other people. So good in my own head. Which kind of comes with the territory of youth. But now I do things to fit in more of on a Patrick Bateman scale. I want to fit in. That's mostly for work. And I wear my button-up shirts because that's what people wear when they go to work. And for professional situations, I guess it's not peer pressure though. There's no one pressuring me to do it. It's just I know that appearances are very important and they will impact your professional career if you ignore appearances. So I make appearances because I like money. Fight the goat. I don't want to fight the goat while this Dick Archer is around. Goddamn Dick Archer, it's a great name. There we go. Now I can fight this Dick Archer. Multi-shot. Come on. That hasn't gotten a damage buff in decades. No one uses multi-shot anymore, you fucking skeleton. Oh shit. Don't kill me with multi-shot. Where'd this goat even come from? I was right in this area. Oh yeah, I have detonate dead. Hey bro, there's a body here. You can shoot through that? I was trying to use that for cover. Get wrecked, you fucking loser. You fucking dork. Increase spell damage. Or life. They both have the block chance. I'll do spell damage. Let me kill a little quicker. That Barbie movie should be coming out on the Pirate Bay pretty soon here. I'm pretty excited to watch it. I've heard so much about it. Actually, I don't think I need to fight this dude, so I'm not gonna. I've heard takes on all sides of the political spectrum. That it's a pro-Ken movie, that it's a pro-Barbie movie, that it's a feminist movie, that it's a anti-matriarch movie. I think it has a little bit of the same thing as Don't Look Up. Don't Look Up, when Don't Look Up the movie came out, both the political sides were like hailing it as their team, kind of. Like, oh, this is my team. Don't Look Up. They're making fun of the conservatives. And then like, Don't Look Up. They're making fun of the liberals. Obviously, they're making fun of the conservatives. But it was interesting how you could make pretty justifiable reasonings on both sides. Like the tech billionaire was either Elon Musk or Bill Gates, or possibly an amalgamation of all of these retarded ass tech billionaires. But for some reason, Elon Musk got put to the right, and, well, Bill Gates is on the left, but Elon Musk, for some reason, is considered right wing now, and the left hates him. The left in general's mind, I don't know, man. I guess the right's no better. People that are partisan, their minds are just so fragile and weak and suspect to other people's control. I know so many people up here in the Pacific Northwest Seattle area that were Elon dick riders for life. They bought Teslas as soon as they first came out, Model 3s as soon as they first come out, and now they all hate him. Many of them have sold their Teslas. They hate the human being so much, they sold their car to spite him somehow. Because Elon Musk got the money of that car, irregardless of you selling it or not. I guess it takes away from the sale of a new vehicle, but mostly it's probably just a virtue signal, and they're probably getting shit because they had an Elon Musk product. So when they went through their liberal gatherings, people were like, ew, you have a Tesla, you support Elon Musk? Construct additional pylons. I think he just said that. Ooh, ascendancy. I should just get all these later, because I ain't gonna need them for a while. Chest is too good to not get. In order for that to stab you on your feet, I guess it probably wouldn't take that much speed, that much velocity to puncture your shoes. I mean, I've had some shoes with very thick soles that if a spike came up, the odds of it puncturing my shoe is much lower than the odds of it just lifting my body up. or twisting my ankle and then stabbing my leg. A lot of shoes have a steel shank right in the core. At least the nicer shoes that I buy. The odds of it hitting that shank are pretty high. Then again, you get enough velocity, it'll puncture anything. Velocity is how you puncture. So I really want that new pistol caliber. It's like a miniaturized rifle counter. Normally pistols, like a 9mm, will do like 900 to 1200 feet per second. Pretty sure this bad boy does like 2,000 feet per second. I think it's an FN product. Being able to shoot 2,000 feet per second out of a pistol is pretty nice. Definitely improved my pistol game beyond 50 yards. I can't hit shit past 50 yards with the pistol. It's kind of embarrassing when I go to the range and they have the, every now and then they'll, on the IDPA, they'll throw a 50-yard target out there with the pistol. I'm trying to use my VP9 to hit a 50-yard target. I get 5 shots and it's just dirt, 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 dirt. I'm like, fuck. Nobody look, nobody look. You guys have no fucking clue what I'm talking about. I bet there's 0 people who will ever hear this that shoot guns. I think the popularity of gun shooting, despite the popularity of guns, is going down. Gun ownership is going up, but the popularity of shooting is going down, I think, amongst the youth. I could be wrong, but I don't imagine a lot of Path of Exile kids that are 18 years old, they're out there shooting guns. But then again, it also probably just all depends on where you're born and raised. The pretty leftist, not leftist, liberal streamer Destiny, he shoots guns, but he was born and raised in Alabama? Nebraska? Iowa? One of those Midwest places, and people that are born and raised there, they typically shoot guns. You at least have 1 or 2 friends that all shoot guns. I was born and raised in a small town. I'm pretty sure every single person I knew shot a gun at least, a dozen times. Even the women, almost everybody has shot a gun. But when I came up here to Seattle, I think the majority of people I talk to have never shot a gun before if they're born and raised here. It's not a huge majority, but probably like 70 to 80%. Might be a part of why Asians are so bad at driving. I think a lot of Asian cities are very dense, and there's just not a lot of driving. I know when I went to Tokyo, I totally wouldn't drive in Tokyo, ever. I wouldn't own a car, and I wouldn't drive unless, very much had to or I lived in the country. But if I lived in downtown Tokyo, literally everything I wanted, everything I could get was in walking distance, which is pretty excellent. So I would never buy a car. And I imagine my dad probably wouldn't have bought a car. So there'd be generations of my family that have never purchased cars. But in America, for the most part, you need a car. Maybe if you live in New York, or that's it, probably. Maybe Chicago, but Chicago's cold as shit. You're probably gonna want that car anyways. Yeah, probably just New York. Maybe Boston. A couple of cities, maybe you can get away without a car. But pretty much every city, you need a car. And so your dad needed a car, and his dad needed a car. So you have like 3 generations of driving. And it's got to have an impact. Your dad was a very prominent driver, and then he gave birth to you. Some of his DNA goes into you. DNA kind of alters for what you do. DNA is trippy when you think about it. Like, if you ever just want to fucking blow your mind a little bit, just watch a kangaroo being born. They start as these tiny little things with the fucking tiniest brains you can imagine. And somehow they know when they're born to crawl and find this little pouch thing and then crawl around in the pouch until they find the nipple, and then they just attach to the nipple. They were born with that knowledge, which means that knowledge was in the DNA, was in the individual creation of that creature. And then you can expand upon that by looking at the individual processes within the human body, and you can see all the little micro machines in your body operating and doing their little functions, and you're like, damn, we are nothing but a bunch of tiny machines making bigger machines. Small machines making big machines. That's all we really are. It's kind of a mind trip. But humans seem to have neglected the concept of inherited knowledge through DNA. Like when a human baby is born, there's a lot of inherited knowledge that kind of doesn't need to apply any of that. So it's kind of thrown to the wayside. So I wonder what kind of inherited knowledge ancient humans had at very young ages that we no longer have. And if like cell phone use is going to become inherited knowledge, like babies are going to intuitively and genetically understand how to use a touch screen or how to use a cell phone. Because I'm almost positive I intuitively understood how to both drive and ride a bike. I was riding a bike at like 3 years old. I never needed training wheels. I just kind of understood how bikes worked. And hopped on a bike and just did it. And I imagine over enough years, that's just what it's going to be like for humans. Or not. I don't know. I'm not sure that's how evolution even works, though. I don't know if you can actually change and evolve in that manner. Because evolution's a weird thing. You don't evolve to adapt. You breed and create new species which are already adapted. So let's say COVID had a 100% mortality rate. We wouldn't evolve to become immune to COVID. No living human would evolve to become immune to that virus. The only people that would survive are people that are already immune to that virus. And those people already immune to that virus would then create offspring with the potential to be immune to that virus. So let's say 99% of the population wasn't immune to the virus and 100% of the population got the virus, leaving only 1% to survive. 99% of those people who weren't immune to the virus and who died did not evolve to gain immunity of something. Evolution be tricky. Or you could turn your brain off and just pretend it's a magical thing in the sky and evolution's not real. Invent something called faith so you allow yourself to believe in something without any type of evidence. Obviously, I'm not faithful or theistic. Murder, murder, killing skeletons. Guess what I got for you? Detonate dead, bitches. I got more for you. I'm making a couple fresh new bodies right over here. Come on. You good? You good, bro banana? Fire and ignite resistant. Extra life. What a dick. Literally my first time using Detonate Dead. It's kind of fun. That was a battle. That was a battle. Fuck you, Sawbones. I'm gonna stand on you. I'm gonna get your skeletons over here. I'm gonna detonate their dead all over you. Oh, yeah. Ain't like that. Oh, gotta hit him on a button. Gonna give me a better reward than that. I feel ripped off. It's probably a shit node to go into early. Ooh, Warden's quarters. Wait, is there a waypoint? Alright, I'll stop after the Warden. I'm gonna go back to town and see if I get some rewards or some shit. Warden might be a bit tricky. Dicky. Energy shield armor. No, I don't really want that. No amulets there. Maybe there's an amulet here. I don't think you can buy amulets. Going in amulet free with virtually no gear seems like a terrible idea. Terrible idea. I don't even know what a logout macro is. So I got none of that. I mean, is it really hardcore if you're using logout macros? I mean, it really isn't. You just, instead of not dying, you exit the game. I don't support logout macros. I don't support it. If you're gonna play hardcore, play fucking hardcore correctly. If you get into some fucking hairy shit, guess what? You die. You don't log out like a bitch. Hell, I probably could program an app that can do a scan of the hit points to the hex values of the game, and as soon as it goes below a certain hit point, the application will automatically terminate the game. So that way I would just never die. Well, I guess I can die from a one shot, because if my life goes from 200, if I take a 278 sized hit, doubt the logout macro is going to be quick enough. Did I really just like pick the worst spot to fight him in? Okay. Let's go, bro. Come on. Let's fucking do this, buddy. Yeah, I don't have enough damage to beat this guy. I'll come back after I get some. I gotta level up some more. I'll be back. I ain't got the damage. Rude. I guess a logout macro would have been faster to log out instead of run away from the guy. Alright, I think that's a good first episode. Episode 1 of Ruthless. I will pick this back up later. Check you later.